BodyBags, where horror lies.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to week 174 on the BodyBags. Your Monday host, Dubby Dubbles. We got a special theme week for y'all this week. The randomly drawn theme is actually torture porn. Not my favorite subgenre. To me, it's one of the grayest subgenres. It's not very well defined. And I just really hate the term more than anything. Basically, visceral violence usually involves strong torturing, of course, and little to no plot. Basically, it's just violence shown in the most graphic and real, visceral matter possible. So that basically sums up torture porn. Of course, guess more notably, I think Saw and Hostel was like the first time I really started hearing the term. Even though this film came out in 1985, Guinea Pig Part 2, aka Flowers of Flesh and Blood. And this is probably one of the first movies that you could really consider torture porn, I would think. Uber basic plot. You have a girl abducted by this crazy sadistic killer in a samurai getup, and he basically proceeds to torture her. I mean, I can't add much more to the plot than that. I mean, seriously, that's literally all that happens. The abduction happens early on, and just very tedious torturing throughout the whole film. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to comment on as far as the story. I think that maybe takes it back. Although, what little dialogue is in the film, very little, it is somewhat poetic, and just found that interesting. The samurai character, I don't know if that he's trying to give reasoning per se behind what he's doing, but I mean, I guess in his mind it makes sense, I guess, with some of his poetry and some of his suggestive dialogue, I suppose, that he's saying, that and how it affects this woman and how it affects him. The Guinea Pig series, though, was a notorious series. I think they made 6 or 7 of them. Now there's an American Guinea Pig. This particular film got some notoriety from Charlie Sheen, of all people, who called the cops because he thought what he was seeing on the screen was real. So he thought he was basically watching a snuff film. Also, it's almost kind of presented in a found footage way. It's kind of opens with a news commentary on the beginning, kind of saying, setting up this discovered footage per se. But it's really stylized in a way too. There's a lot of like sweeping camera shots. I mean, it doesn't have your typical found footage look. So I don't think it's ever really considered one of the first found footage movies per se. I think Last Broadcast is, but or maybe Cannibal Holocaust, I guess technically. But yeah, it's kind of part snuff film, part stylized violence. The gore over the top, very fucking well done, especially for the time. I mean, it still holds up well. Very queasy. Like I said, it's a tedious, super violent stuff. So if you have a weak stomach, just go ahead and skip this one altogether. Being too little the basic plot, yeah, still kept my attention. I think I was more entertained by just the practical effects going into making this violence, and like I said, it's very well done. A lot of the gore parts and stuff, and it's just, I don't know how you would watch this movie and not tense up or quease at least at one part. I mean, yeah, definitely one of those gross out kind of movies. Um, but like I said, I'm not sure if the killer's appearance, of course, in a samurai costume is offering up social commentary or some kind of sending some kind of message there, but I don't know. It might have been, it might not have been, but very interesting choice because it's just a different look for a killer, especially in this kind of all white face, kind of you know kabuki style look almost to go with his samurai gear. So he's an interesting individual. Um, I can't really give this one a high recommendation, but if you're a fan of over the top gore, definitely check this one out. I think you'll enjoy it. Um, and it's very infamous. Like I said, it was very controversial. For that alone, if you're, like I said, you're a gore hound, you got to check out some of the early guinea pigs, especially the first two anyway. That's two I've seen, and I think that's the two that's actually got the most notoriety and controversy behind them. So this also has a good making of course, released by Unearthed Films. But check out that release if it's something interests you. Um, I have to give this one like a 6 out of 10 though. Very lacking in the story department, but presentation's very high, and the lack of soundtrack kind of does add to the atmosphere and gives it kind of a creepy factor. Gives it the almost kind of snuff feel. So yeah, that's Guinea Pig Part 2, also known as Flowers of Flesh and Blood. So till next week, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of the theme week, and we'll see you next one. Peace.